Here's what we can expect from GPT-5 that we didn't have with GPT-4. GPT-5 is going to have greater reasoning ability. It's going to have a more advanced front end. Number one, it's going to have much deeper language comprehension. You can look at that in terms of nuance of language and syntax and technical language and jargon. Number two, GPT-5 is going to have greater reasoning ability. It's going to be able to take complex problems, analyze them, and come up with intelligent solutions. Number three, it's going to have more sophisticated creative algorithms. In other words, it's going to have a deeper understanding of things like poetry and art and music and cinematography. Number four, it's going to be capable of multimodal understanding. That's a little bit more similar to the way that we learn and understand as humans. In other words, it's going to be able to take, let's say, text, written text, and auditory data and visual data and maybe even sensory data and analyze and understand, but it's going to be able to do that potentially simultaneously, the way that humans do. Number five, it's going to be capable of autonomously generative media. Autonomously generated media means it's going to be able to write music from scratch. It's going to be able to develop maybe movies or video games from scratch. So you can look at that as not necessarily Sony doesn't need as many people, but technically speaking, a user doesn't need Sony. You're going to be able to write prompts and get GPT to customize those things, video games, movies, music, whatever, for you as a user. Number six, it's going to have a more advanced front end or UI. So it's going to enable non-technical people to have a little bit more access and functionality so that they can get from GPT closer to what a prompt engineer or a developer could get from it. Number seven, probably most significant, is it's going to have greater accuracy in making predictions. So predictions like medical outcomes or the outcomes of political races or economic projections. It's going to be able to take complex situations that humans have a hard time predicting the outcome of, and it's going to be able to make accurate predictions.